Hey, welcome back. This is the final signature. And again, when I went into this, I told you I had limited paper. So I am doing with it what I can. The last 12 by 12 I used was this sheet. And this was how much I had left, plus all the scraps that are left over. So this is, I decided because of the limitations that I had, that I would go ahead and do another deep pocket out of the building setting, except this time I cut the tree off because it's been featured well enough throughout the album. So this is what I have left. I don't know how to incorporate it, but you might be able to make a card out of it, a slimline card maybe. I have a couple of these items left over that maybe you could work with them on that. So again, this is going to measure 8 3/4 in its height, but the width on this, because it's on a back panel, is at 8 3/4. So we have 8 3/4 by 8 3/4. And to maintain the height, again, you're going to back everything. This bottom level will be backed on white cardstock and then black cardstock. And then when you put them back together, you're going to put them together just ever so slightly over the cut. I want this to be what you're trying to line up to back here. This top piece will be completely well, no, it doesn't need to be. I need to just glue it down along the bottom or run a strip of tape along here. This I want to keep down. So I think I'm going to do that right now before I forget. I ended up gluing the last one, I think, and it didn't necessarily need to be that way. Just need to make sure that this top piece stays down, so when you're tucking and you're pulling things out, that you're not scraping up against the bottom of this. So once I get it in there, I might try and sneak a little bit of glue on these places here. But this is what I have. So if you want to stop your video, take the time to cut and measure 8 3/4 by 8 3/4, and then cut this out and then back it on white and black cardstock, or don't. Maybe you will elect to just leave this as one solid piece that you can put your photos on. The back side of this is also this. It's a solid sheet of this, so you could use it to do that. And then, if you did that, you then could come in and make, we'll pretend this is all black back here. You could then make a pocket out of this. So if you want to turn it over and do that and make a side pocket, and you've got a spot here for photos, that would work. But I wanted to make another final big pocket. We have not used this particular side of the image, so that's what I've done. So that's done. Don't have to do any more work to that. Now we've got a couple of panels. I'm using several of the, a couple of the cards that were left over. We're going to use a couple of those. We're going to use some of the cards that you would cut out, and then that last piece of paper, I'm using the balloon side. And then we have on the inside here, we're going to use this paper. I had yet to use it, and I just love it. I think it's beautiful. And then on the front, we're going to play with that last image that has them under the umbrella. So we'll get to a little bit more of that here in a bit. Let's go ahead and get some tape here. I forgot to do that, and I'll give you some measurements. All right, taking advantage of that panel with its size, I cut it at 7 inches, scoring it at 1/2 and scoring it at 5/8. So it is going to be 7 by 8 3/4, and you will have a 1/2 inch and a 5/8 of an inch score. All right, so let's go ahead and get this on. This will help keep this nice and secure. I can take this strip of tape off, and then I can take this strip of tape off. And what I should have done was, there we go. I'll pull that off when I get ready. Okay, we're going to push back a little bit so that we can reinforce that score line. Now on the right side panel, it measured in at 6 1/2 by your 8 3/4, and again you have a 1/2 inch and a 5/8 of an inch score. I'll pull this tape back just a little bit. I'll take this one off. And I'll take this off. Okay. And then I'm going to push back and reinforce that. This is the side I want up. So it's your left side panel is what's going to control where we place the magnets. Oh, that broke. Ah, they're so powerful, they break when they snap like that. That's kind of a bummer. Okay, so we're going to put a piece there, and then I'm going to grab a bit of paper, put that there. Roll that tape over. And then making sure everything is square before I commit. All right, so let's play with the internal pages. So I've cut each panel so that it would sit on each side. However, I'm utilizing this card and I'm going to mount it underneath this one. So let's get it over here where you can see it better. So it's going to mount like this. So we're going to center this first. Let me see, I'm at 8 3/4, so 4 1/2. right? So 4 is half, and then 3/4 is another 5/8. So I'm going to be right here. That's my center. This is cut to 5 7/8 in the height and 4 3/8 in its width. So 4 3/8 by 5 7/8 with a 1/2 inch score. So I just kind of want to get this in here. I think I have it too low. You know, I can't read a ruler upside down. I'm at about 1. Oh, I'm way too, I need to come up a little bit. If I can get this up off of here because I didn't commit the tape, it should just come up. And I just want to bring it up maybe right there. It's not particularly necessary that these be even. Now I want to put this piece down. All right, so go ahead and we'll glue this. I had some cutting issues earlier. When I was lining up, I used the wrong spot. So I had to reattach what I had cut off so that it had the right height. Okay, so I opted to put this on the inside. Nope. Wrong one. Oh my gosh. I almost did that backwards. I would have been so mad at myself. So this is the piece that's going to go in here. So it was that last 12 by 12 that we had. And I'm just going to glue this in place. I thought that would make a better background image for a photo than this side that I'm gluing on. Now this one goes on this side. Underneath the snow quilt, our love story begins to bloom. I'm going to slip this in here. All right, that one is done. Now we're gonna, oh no, it's not. On the inside, one of these small cutout cards, I've double mounted, white and black, and I'm gonna tape it across the bottom, and I am just going to make a tuck down here. And then you still have lots of room up here for a beautiful photo, and then you can tuck. Now this side is done. So now we're going to move over to this side. And I'm going to tape this because of the magnet, and at least now the tape up at the top will look like it belongs there. What I had done, which I frustrate myself, is that when I'm lining things up, I cut to this cut edge instead of this upper edge. So I was short this much all the way across. So I've got to either quit cutting my corners, or I just have to remember that this is the edge I want to come and measure to here because it's the tallest edge. So that's what I did. I was so like smacking my palm against my forehead. What in the world was I thinking? But it's a good thing that those pieces were able to be taped back together right in their original spots. So when you turn it over, you don't see the trim, and all the music notes hide it. So it worked out just great. All right, so let's get this pulled apart here. All right, let's line this up. Oh, I cannot stand not being able to see what I'm lining up when I've got things in the way. So excuse me while I trimmed that out. Okay. I can't believe I just did that. I am so mad at myself. Okay, excuse me. I am totally... what can I do but laugh? I was so focused on trying to get that taped in there, I did not remember to lay this piece in. So now, if I lay this here, and if this is my bottom, I want to try and line this up as best as possible with the one on the opposite opposing page. That's why I'm doing the ruler. Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm starting to get frustrated. Hold on here just a second. Tell me you don't get frustrated with your work sometimes. Okay, there we go. I'm trying to line this score line up with the outside of this, and that's what I was struggling with, and I'm really mad at myself. Okay, so let's put this piece, we're repeating that same process. Hey, at least I can share I can get frustrated for you, and then you'll know not to make my mistakes. That's a way of looking at it there. Close it, and then this one, I love this. I have been wanting to play with this entire time, and it was just a matter of where could I insert it. And I didn't want to just have it as a card that I was tucking into a pocket. I really wanted to play with it in the album. So when I get down to where I have nothing but minimal pages left, then it occurred to me I could use these as some little extra panel. Ta-da! So then when you open these up, then you're going to open this up again, and then this one will be opened up again over here. So this is what we have in the inside, and I'm using this small card to make this tuck down here. Come up here just about 1/4 of an inch. I like to see a rim down here. All right. Ta-da! Okay, so let's go ahead and work on getting our white layered put on. Where did it go? There it is. And then I'll walk you through what I did with the paper. Okay. I'm going to cut this stuff out of here right now while I have this out of the way. Okay, line. Oh, that is just not really very pretty. I like this black ink because it's an intense color, but I'm finding that it leaves a residual that hasn't dried, and it, when I line my paper up, it deposits black residue. But I'm also finding that once I get the paper down, it doesn't show, because this lines right up with where the paper edge is. So I don't think I'll use it again, at least not on where I've got white cardstock in play. All right, let's take a look at this front. So what I did on this last piece, it has this couple under the umbrella, was that I cut it. I wanted this additional red and this additional red. So I marked that I was going to trim from right to left. So this piece is what controlled the size of these panels, because then when I build the white, and then when I build the black, that's how I got to the measurement here on the black at 6.5 by 8 3/4. And then I cut this out, double mounted it, and I'm going to put some pop-ups on the back. I have forgotten to do that. So then this side over here, I wanted again, the red flowers, and I think I went left to right again, so there was a small strip that came off over here. I wanted the red accent to show, so that's how I got to this. Now there's one of these beautiful cards left. We're going to put it down here. I used a gem so that when this is closed, this will show. So I'm just kind of line it right up here with that building. Let's get this first. I did not use this side because I was not that enamored with it. Okay. And now I've taped this across the bottom for the tuck, and I'm just going to pull it in about 1/4 and up about 1/4 of an inch. So then when this is closed, this is showing over here, and it will make nice with this. And then you can tuck some small items in behind it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this down. Now, if you find that you don't like this because you don't want to cover up any of the images by tucking something in there, don't put it on. There's no set rules. Now I will tell you that when I cut this out, there is a piece here in the center. If you want to cut it out, don't lose it. But if you want to leave it in there and then just trim around everything else, you can do that too, but I like to do the entire trim. It'll be the last piece I enter because I don't know quite where to put it until I have this piece down. Come on up here. Wow, my margins are way off over here. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not pulling this up. It's too fragile. Okay, normally I have this done. I apologize that I didn't. I don't think you need to watch me putting on pop-ups. It's enough that you have to watch when they come off. I don't want any weak points, so I don't want it sagging, so I'm going to be kind of liberal with putting this on in some key places. Okay. I'm going to put that there. I have too big of a gap there. And that one there, and that one there. Okay. Give them a good burnish. So excuse me while I slip off to my left so I can take these off. All right, so now it's just a matter of placing this right back where it was trimmed out of. And then I'm going to set some glue in here. Trying to remember which way it went. Well, that's not going to be as easy as I thought it was going to be. It works great when you've got smaller pieces. Oh, here we go again. I hope you have not done this yet, that you're learning from my mistake. There we go. So now the only thing I want to do to finish up the front is put on my string of bling. One extra, so we'll just snip it out of there. Oh, that took off. Okay, and then we're going to finish up this side as well. Okay, so like I said, you don't have to put this on there if you don't want to interfere with this image. That's entirely up to you. You don't have to cut this out either. It's entirely up to you. You can just leave it the way it was. But we are finished with our last signature, so we have these nice little pullouts for photos, and you've got a large spot here for photos, a nice pocket. So we're going to go ahead and get this taped up around the back. And I will pull this one first, so that when it goes down, this piece is stable. And with that one at that spot, I think I only really need to add is one strip maybe going this way for the center support. All right, let's go ahead and get our book out so that we can place this in there. And again, I'm going to be bringing it almost to the edge, lining it up. And I don't know if you can see this, but I had this as my cutting guide so that I know to watch where I'm coming into this black gusset right here. So if I line this up here, I have maybe 1/16 of an edge to play with, and that's because of all the buildup that's taking place on the sides. So I just wanted to kind of share that with you, that this just makes a good stop gap for you so that you're not placing things too far into that gusset. Okay, sit still. I'm going to line this up, top to bottom. It just shifted on me. Okay. Give that a good burnish. Now, no, I'm not going to need to come in there with glue underneath that, so that's perfectly fine. So let's go ahead and pull the rest of this tape. I'm going to turn it to get to this last one. And then I'm going to push back on this gusset a little bit at once to collapse. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, give a good burnishing through here. And look at that, we're done. Close that, and there we have it. That's our finished album. Thank you very much for playing along. I hope you like it. I hope you like the end result. And I hope even more so that you have subscribed and that you will follow me for future videos. And maybe we can have a chit chat on one of those coming up. Thank you. Bye-bye.